You know that moment. You're warm and cozy under the covers, drifting off into a peaceful sleep, only to wake up again at 2 a.m. with an urgent need to pee. You shuffle to the bathroom in the dark, hoping you don't trip over anything, and by the time you crawl back into bed, the peaceful sleep is gone. Now you're just lying there, eyes wide open, wondering why this keeps happening every single night. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. In fact, millions of older adults struggle with waking up 1, 2, sometimes even 3 times a night just to pee. And it's not just annoying, it's exhausting. It can leave you feeling groggy, irritable, and even anxious the next day. But here's the thing most people don't realize. There's one everyday mistake that could be making this problem worse, and most seniors don't even know they're doing it. In this video, we're going to talk about what that mistake is, and more importantly, how you can start fixing it tonight. Because better sleep isn't just a dream. It's possible, even after 60, and it can change your days in more ways than you might expect. Now, before we get into the heart of this issue, let me say this: waking up to pee at night, what doctors call nocturia, isn't always caused by something serious. But it is your body's way of trying to tell you something. Sometimes, it's a small shift in habits. Sometimes, it's a food or drink you didn't think twice about. And yes, sometimes, it's that one simple mistake we're about to uncover. So let's talk about it. And let's start with something most people think is healthy, but can actually be the root of the problem: water timing. You see, staying hydrated is important. No one's arguing that. Water helps regulate your body temperature, keeps your joints moving smoothly, and even helps your brain stay sharp. But if you're drinking most of your water too late in the day, especially in the late afternoon or evening, you could be setting yourself up for those nighttime bathroom visits without realizing it. Think about your day. Many people wake up, have a cup of coffee, maybe a small glass of water with breakfast. Then they go about their morning, run a few errands, maybe do a bit of housework, or catch up on a favorite show. But it's not until the evening that the water bottle finally makes an appearance. Sound familiar? It's such a common pattern. But here's the thing, your kidneys don't shut down at night. If you load your body with fluids in the hours before bed, those kidneys keep working, and that urine builds up. Eventually, your bladder says, "Hey, I'm full!" And boom, your eyes snap open at 2 a.m. That deep sleep you were enjoying? Gone. Now, this doesn't mean you need to stop drinking water. Please don't. But it does mean you might want to shift when you're drinking it. Try front-loading your water earlier in the day. Have a big glass right after waking up, another mid-morning, and another with lunch. Then as the day winds down, taper off slowly. By the time dinner is over, your body should have most of the hydration it needs, and your bladder won't have to work overtime while you're trying to rest. Let's pause here for a moment. If any of this is making sense so far, I'd love it if you gave this video a thumbs up. It helps more people like you find helpful advice, and that means fewer sleepless nights for our community. Alright, back to it. Now, you might be wondering, okay, so drinking too much water late in the day could be causing the problem, but is that really the one mistake? Well, the mistake isn't just about the water itself. The real issue? It's not listening to your body's natural rhythm. As we get older, our body's internal clock, called the circadian rhythm, starts to shift. It doesn't just affect our sleep cycles. It affects our bladder function too. See, in your younger years, your body was better at producing something called antidiuretic hormone during the night. This hormone tells your kidneys, "Hey, let's slow things down, we're trying to sleep here." But after 60, your body might not make as much of that hormone anymore. That means your kidneys don't get the memo, and they keep making urine at the same pace, even while you're asleep. So when you pair that with a full bladder from drinking late in the day, it's a perfect recipe for broken sleep. Here's what you can do starting tonight. Start noticing the cutoff point for your fluids. For most people, that's about 2 to 3 hours before bed. If you usually sleep at 10 p.m., try to finish your last full glass of water by 7 p.m. After that, just take small sips if you're thirsty, but try not to gulp down a full cup. And don't forget the sneaky sources of fluids either. soup with dinner, fruits like watermelon or oranges, even decaf tea. These all add to your bladder's workload. Being mindful of those can really help reduce the urgency at night. Now I want to hear from you. What time do you usually go to bed, and when do you stop drinking water? Drop a quick comment below and let's compare notes. You might be surprised how many people are in the same boat. And hey, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We've got so many helpful videos coming your way, tips, stories, and simple strategies for living your best life after 60. Because you deserve restful sleep. Not just to feel better the next day, but to protect your memory, your energy, and even your heart. That's the power of good sleep, and it starts with tiny changes like this. Now that we've talked about your water habits and how they affect your sleep, there's something else we need to look at. It's something almost everyone overlooks, and it's right there on your dinner plate. Let's talk about salt. Not just that extra sprinkle you might add to your food, but the hidden salt tucked away in so many everyday meals. Processed foods, canned soups, frozen dinners, even that slice of bread you have with your evening tea, it all adds up. And here's the catch. Too much salt doesn't just affect your blood pressure, it makes your body hold on to more water. Now you might be thinking, wait, if salt makes me retain water, shouldn't I be peeing less? Not quite. When you eat salty foods, your body starts to balance things out by pulling water into your bloodstream. This triggers your kidneys to go into overdrive to flush the extra sodium, and that means more urine. And guess when your body often tries to do this cleanup work? While you're trying to sleep. That's right. A salty dinner can actually make your bladder more active at night. You may not feel it right away, but a high-sodium meal at 6 or 7 p.m. could be the reason you're waking up at 1 or 2 a.m., fumbling for the light switch. But don't worry, this isn't about cutting out salt completely. It's about being smart and intentional with your choices. Try this. Next time you make dinner, skip the boxed or canned stuff and go for something simple: grilled chicken, steamed veggies, a baked potato with a dash of herbs instead of salt. You might be surprised how much better you sleep with just that one change. And if you like flavor, don't worry, you don't have to sacrifice taste. Garlic, lemon juice, turmeric, rosemary, thyme, these can all bring your food to life without flooding your body with sodium. Let me ask you this, what's your favorite dinner dish? Is it something you make from scratch, or do you rely on something quick from the freezer or pantry? Leave a comment and let me know. I'd love to see what everyone's cooking up, and maybe even offer a lower sodium twist. Now, beyond salt and water, there's another habit that's easy to fall into, especially after retirement or once the house quiets down at night. You sit down in your favorite chair, maybe put on a cozy show, and you reach for a cup of tea, or maybe a little coffee. Something warm and soothing to end the day. And without thinking, you sip it while relaxing, and boom, you've just taken in a sneaky culprit, caffeine. Here's the thing. Even small amounts of caffeine in the evening can trigger your bladder. And no, decaf doesn't always solve the problem. Some decaf teas like green or oolong still contain a little caffeine. Even hot chocolate can sneak some in. Caffeine is a diuretic, which means it makes your body get rid of water faster. Combine that with your age, and your bladder already being more sensitive, and it's no surprise your sleep is getting interrupted. So what can you do instead? Try swapping that evening drink for something truly bladder-friendly. Chamomile tea is a great option. It's naturally caffeine-free, helps your body relax, and won't wake your bladder up in the middle of the night. Warm milk can also help, especially if you have a small amount of honey stirred in. Both help you wind down without firing up your kidneys. You might even make your evening drink part of your wind-down routine. Light a candle, play some soft music, take a few deep breaths while you sip, and let your body know it's time to settle in. Little rituals like this can help calm your nervous system and set you up for deeper, more peaceful sleep. Now's a good time to hit that like button if you're finding these tips helpful so far. It helps our channel reach more wonderful folks like you, and it tells YouTube this is a topic worth spreading. Okay, now let's dig into one more piece of the puzzle. Because even if you get your water timing right, reduce your salt, and avoid evening caffeine, There's still one more sneaky issue that could be behind those nighttime bathroom trips. And that's your legs. Stay with me here. Have you ever noticed that your feet or ankles swell up a bit during the day? Maybe it's worse after sitting for a long time, or after walking a lot? That's fluid retention, and here's what happens. Gravity pulls blood and fluid down toward your feet. During the day, if you're not moving around much, that fluid pools in your lower legs. Then at night, when you finally lay down in bed, gravity evens out, and all that extra fluid starts moving back into your bloodstream. Your kidneys go, more fluid to filter. And guess what? You're up at 2 a.m. again, heading for the bathroom. This one surprises a lot of people, but it's very common in folks over 60. Thankfully, it's also something you can work with. One simple fix is to elevate your legs for about 30 to 60 minutes in the early evening, before bed. Sit back, put a few pillows under your calves, or prop your legs up on a footstool. You want your feet to be above your heart, just slightly. This helps your body start moving that excess fluid before you hit the pillow. And it means less work for your kidneys while you sleep. Compression socks can also help if you tend to swell during the day, especially if you're on your feet a lot or if you sit for long periods. They gently support your legs and keep fluid from pooling in the first place. It's the little things, isn't it? The timing of your water. The salt in your dinner. That cozy tea you sip without thinking. And yes, even your feet. When you start tuning into your body's signals and working with your rhythms instead of against them, everything starts to shift. Your sleep gets deeper. You wake up feeling less foggy. And best of all, you stop tiptoeing to the bathroom every couple of hours in the middle of the night. Let's take a moment here. If you're feeling encouraged or even just a little more informed, drop a red heart in the comments. Your support means a lot. And if you haven't already, tap that subscribe button so you don't miss any more of these practical tips. Now, there's one final thing we haven't talked about yet. It's not what you drink, or eat, or even do with your legs. It's something more internal, something happening inside your body that most people miss. And it could be the silent reason why your bladder just won't rest when you do. Let's talk about blood sugar. Now, you might be wondering, what does that have to do with my bladder waking me up at night? More than you think. You see, as we age, our bodies don't process sugar as efficiently as they used to. Even if you haven't been diagnosed with diabetes, many older adults experience something called insulin resistance, where the cells in your body stop responding properly to insulin. This means your blood sugar can stay higher for longer periods of time, especially after eating. When your blood sugar is too high, your kidneys go into overdrive trying to flush that extra sugar out of your system. And they do that by making more urine. That's right, your bladder becomes the cleanup crew. The higher your blood sugar, the more frequently your kidneys will signal. Time to go. So if you're someone who loves a little dessert after dinner, a bowl of ice cream, a slice of cake, or even a few pieces of fruit, it's worth paying attention. Those late-night sugar spikes could be sending your bladder into nighttime overdrive. But here's the good news, you don't have to give up everything sweet. You just need to time it right and choose smarter options. Try having your sweet treat earlier in the day, maybe as part of lunch or as an afternoon snack. And go for sweets that don't cause a huge spike. Things like Greek yogurt with berries, dark chocolate, or a baked apple with cinnamon can be satisfying and easier on your system. You can also help balance your blood sugar by combining carbs with protein or healthy fat. So instead of just eating fruit, pair it with a handful of nuts. If you're having a slice of toast, add some avocado. These combos slow down sugar absorption and help prevent that overnight sugar surge that leads to all those bathroom trips. It's all about gentle, mindful shifts. Not punishing yourself or cutting out everything you love, but learning to work with your body as it changes. And it does change after 60. That's not a bad thing. It just means it's time to care for it a little differently. And while we're talking about internal changes, we can't skip over the role of hormones. Both men and women go through significant hormonal shifts after 60. For women, lower estrogen levels can lead to a weaker pelvic floor and thinner bladder walls. This makes it harder to hold it in, during the night. For men, an enlarged prostate is a common cause of frequent urination, especially at night. Now, these changes are normal, but they're not something you have to suffer through. Simple pelvic floor exercises, like Kegels, can make a big difference for both men and women. If you've never tried them, it's not too late to start. You just squeeze the muscles you'd use to stop urinating, hold for a few seconds, and release. Doing this regularly helps strengthen the bladder's support system, making nighttime leaks less likely. Also, if you're noticing increased urgency or dribbling, or waking up more than twice every night to pee, it's worth having a gentle conversation with your doctor. Sometimes medications can help. Other times, a small dietary tweak is all it takes. But either way, you deserve to feel rested and comfortable. Let's not forget, good sleep isn't just about feeling less tired. It protects your memory, your immune system, your heart, and even your mood. When you sleep better, everything gets better. And here's something else I want to say, especially if you've been feeling a little frustrated lately. If you've been wondering, why is my body acting like this? Or, why can't I just sleep through the night like I used to? Please know this, it's not your fault. Your body isn't broken. It's just asking for your attention in new ways. You've lived decades. You've adapted, grown, and overcome more than most people will ever know. And this is just another small chapter. One that you can manage, with patience, awareness, and the right support. So, what can you do starting tonight? First, aim to finish your biggest fluid intake by late afternoon. Let your body hydrate early so your bladder can rest later. Next, reduce salty dinners and go easy on processed foods. Choose herbs and spices that flavor your meals without pushing your kidneys into overdrive. Be mindful of your evening caffeine. That innocent cup of tea could be the reason you're waking up, and there are gentler alternatives that still comfort and relax. Elevate your legs in the evening. Let that fluid redistribute before bedtime so it doesn't surprise you at 2 a.m. And watch your sugar, not to punish yourself, but to protect your sleep. Pair sweet treats with protein or healthy fats, and shift them earlier in the day. Support your pelvic floor with gentle movement. And if something feels off, don't be afraid to speak up. Your comfort is worth the conversation. And finally, be kind to yourself. A full night's rest might not come instantly. But it will come, with consistent small changes, with self-compassion, and with the belief that you're worth the effort. If you made it this far, I want to thank you. It means you're investing in yourself, and that's a beautiful thing. If this video helped you in any way, I'd be so grateful if you gave it a like and subscribe to the channel. We talk about real issues here: sleep, strength, energy, independence, all the things that matter most after 60. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. What's one thing you're going to try tonight to sleep better? Whether it's cutting back on salt, adjusting your water schedule, or just putting your legs up while watching TV, I want to know. And remember, you're not alone in this. There's a whole community of people just like you, waking up, adjusting, and learning how to live better one day at a time. Here's to you, and to peaceful, uninterrupted sleep. You've earned it. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.